Greetings, everyone. Welcome to the Oregon Statewide Jural Assembly Gathering Trial. We're going to start with a prayer. Dear beloved Creator of all that is and ever will be, we are thankful for the presence of everyone here who has come together to join our hearts, our minds, and our spirits in peace without malice, but only in love and with good intent. Not Republican nor Democrat, for those are divisions. Not progressive nor patriot, for those are divisions. Not by religion, for those are divisions. Not any one skin and hair color, for our hearts beat the same. Instead, we come together as one, not divided, one people, the people at large. As one from the one Creator who gifted us with your divine spark of life and light at the moment of fertilization, and we thank you. We people gathered here are the developing, evolving brilliance of your beautiful creation, and we thank you. We are fractals of you, O Creator, perfect, imperfect, and we know that from that spark, our spirits begin our journey on this rich and beautiful land, spirits born with a knowingness and a preciousness still close to our Creator. We were given free will, purpose, hope, and a host of emotions, compassion, reason, determination, joy, and especially love, the greatest gift of all. And so we ask here in this place, where our very humanness has been taken, masked and without smiles, masked so not to speak, nor be heard, our very self-expression and ability for our body's natural processes to function as you intended, to take in the very breath of life and to breathe fresh, clean air. We were not meant to be toxified, herded, limited, shamed, controlled, distanced, literally expressionless and dampened in our spirit, where a child can't see their mother's smile or even now call her mother, for even those references are being taken away. Mother, father. Now this is what is being done, we know, to the most innocent of your creation, the most vulnerable, the children. This is the best of the worst. The worst is beyond most of our imaginations, and the very ones who are using our kindness and our fear are the very ones who are the perpetrators of the most vile evil most of goodly, godly humanity can hardly imagine. Now, discovering it and knowing it exists, we must act, and here we are assembled, the people who know the dirty secret of our enslavement, and so joined as one people here on the land, for we are of the land. We ask and we pray and we thank you, Yah, God, Creator, whatever name resonates in each heart and soul, for your protection right here now, and for all your children of every age and on every land, that there be an end to the corruption and usury and controls that seek to destroy our innocence and keep our beautiful spirits from soaring and co-creating without limitations and lack. And so we thank you, then, Creator, for us, all of us, and for every one of us, together being people, just beautiful, amazing people, learning and trusting you in prayer and gratitude above all in the name of love. And so it is. What has been playing in the background, and we'll play it one time after I explain this. Some of you were not born at the time that JFK was present as our president. So this is a portion of a speech that was given by JFK, John Fitzgerald Kennedy, who was our 35th president of the United States. He served from 1961 until his life was taken by assassination in 1963, not even serving a full term. Many of us alive at that time remember the shock of the moment and where we were standing when we learned of the shooting in Dallas, Texas. President John F. Kennedy was surrounded by men who betrayed him. But for those of us who were alive at the time of his presidency, he stood for honor. He had goals akin to ours today. And he said, ask not what we can do, what our country can do for us, but what we can do for our country. He represented the best of our ideals in a president. So please listen carefully to the words he says. His message was lost on many, if not most, of these 50+ years. But for those of us paying attention, he nailed it. We're up against a small cabal and murderous corruption, which has now, and murderous corruption, which has now grown to intolerable proportions and has infiltrated every institution of our culture and its depravity. Please listen to his words, take heed. What he says is why we're all here doing what we're doing. Thank you.
The very word secrecy is repugnant in a free and open society. And we are, as a people, inherently and historically opposed to secret societies, to secret oaths, and to secret proceedings. We decided long ago that the dangers of excessive and unwarranted concealment of pertinent facts far outweigh the dangers which are cited to justify it. Even today, there is little value in opposing the threat of a closed society by imitating its arbitrary restrictions. Even today, there is little value in ensuring the survival of our nation if our traditions do not survive with it. And there is very grave danger that an announced need for increased security will be seized upon by those anxious to expand its meaning to the very limits of official censorship and concealment. And no official of my administration, whether his rank is high or low, civilian or military, should interpret my words here tonight as an excuse to censor the news, to stifle dissent, to cover up our mistakes, or to withhold from the press and the public the facts they deserve to know. Today, no war has been declared, and however fierce the struggle may be, it may never be declared in the traditional fashion. Our way of life is under attack. Those who make themselves our enemy are advancing around the globe. The survival of our friends is in danger, and yet no war has been declared. No borders have been crossed by marching troops. No missiles have been fired. If the press is awaiting a declaration of war before it imposes the self-discipline of combat conditions, then I can only say that no war ever posed a greater threat to our security. If you are awaiting a finding of clear and present danger, then I can only say that the danger has never been more clear, and its presence has never been more imminent. For we are opposed around the world by a monolithic and ruthless conspiracy that relies primarily on covert means for expanding its sphere of influence, on infiltration instead of invasion, on subversion instead of elections, on intimidation instead of free choice, on guerrillas by night instead of armies by day. It is a system which has conscripted vast human and material resources into the building of a tightly knit, highly efficient machine that combines military, diplomatic, intelligence, economic, scientific, and political operations.
Court clerk is going to read the crimes against them.
Kate Brown, Suzanne Bonamici, Ron Wyden, Jeff Merkley as the names they are known by and in their official capacity. as the state of Oregon's governor, both United States senators, United States representative, each of the four persons have violated due process, broken their oath, and have no honor, and cannot hold a position of trust. Specifically, violation is a failure to honor a petition for redress of grievance. Through notification of the court's intention, they have acquiesced and defaulted several times, including at their arraignment April 3rd, 2021. Each failed to attend or send counsel. The trial is set for today. All four of the accused named above failed to appear or attend their trial. We are looking for a verdict in our Article 3, Amendment 7 court. Each is guilty as charged in the claim above. The penalty, using 18 U.S.C. 3571 as a guide, the Department of Administrative Services, Risk Management, EGS, has shown to be the bonding insurance entity for Kate Brown. The bonding and insurance of the other three persons listed above is to be determined. Are ordered to pay remunerations to each member of the Oregon Statewide Jural Assembly in the amount of $250,000 to each member by each of the four insured bonded listed above, or $1 million for each member. The members will be authenticated from the records of the Oregon Statewide Jural Assembly status forms. Each guilty party will be personally liable and responsible to pay the penalty should DAS Risk Management or others not pay the penalty. Additionally, Kate Brown is found guilty of filing a bogus stalking order, docket number 0405050011 against Richard L. Koenig, docket 10072020A. Thus, the penalty of $250,000 to Richard for due process violation by Kate Brown. The stalking order and all that ensued from it is a due process violation. Penalty to be determined at a later date, and for the unindicted co-conspirators. Fraud vitiates all, and this court's order removes all known infringements in this matter regarding Richard L. Koenig. Additionally, as Kate Brown, Ron Wyden, Jeff Merkley, and Suzanne Bonamici have been found to be without honor, they cannot hold a position of trust and are not considered to be bondable and insurable. They must vacate their elected office immediately. Additionally, with the penalty phase to be determined at a later date, Kate Brown, Ron Wyden, Jeff Merkley, and Suzanne Bonamici are all found guilty of misprision of felony with Article 7 amended on docket 03092012A. Notice to the agent is notice to the principal. Notice to the principal is notice to the agent. The jury in our Amendment 7 Common Law Court of Records so declares. The guilty verdict was given to the clerk after they vote for this by the foreperson, who is Tanya.
Okay, so I want to do a poll on the jury. Does everybody find them guilty of what they're charged of? It's unanimous. Okay, so now we have to do each individual one. Okay, Charlie?
Guilty as charged.
guilty of the claims made and the penalty declared.
I believe they are guilty of the claims made, and they cannot hold a position of trust.
Find them guilty for not holding their oath.
In my opinion, and as I believe, they are guilty of all charges.
Guilty as charged.
Guilty as charged.
Guilty as charged.
Guilty as charged.
Catherine Enright, confirmed guilty as charged.
Guilty as charged.
Guilty as charged.
Guilty as charged and without honor.
Guilty as charged, absolutely no honor.
Guilty as charged without honor. Guilty as charged without honor. Guilty as charged.
Guilty as charged.
Guilty as charged.
We're currently signing the court's order. These copies go to the treasurer, the State of Oregon treasurer, and to risk management, those who remunerate the government employees, so named.
Good to see you again.
Because I'm seeing it, like Cynthia usually has, she sent a couple things to her house. You live in this area?
I know, I'll give you my copy. So you can come over and take this stuff. Okay, you guys can come over here. You can take mine.
A little easier.
Absolutely. Like move your chair, right?
You're right.
Okay.
Oh, that's right.
Okay, so how do we get an AP?
I just look at this is by myself couldn't do jack shit.
Okay, so we got Catherine.
Wait, oh, they're down that way? Oh, there goes that side. Okay.
I guess about right in your pocket.
Just get in line.
Sign in red first. Sign your name.
They ignored coming to the arraignment.
Absolutely.
Okay. And they ignored
This is the
coming
next
to the
step,
trial.
right?
Okay. The next step we're preparing now, and
We'll all go to,
it'll go to the risk management that handles the bonding and insurance for Kate Brown.
okay, and the treasury. Okay,
And they are required by their own laws to do their job.
right.
their
And to
job
respond accordingly to said what item, right there.
There's a court order,
Okay, got it.
completely lawful, legitimate court
And they're required by their own,
to do their job.
yeah,
And if they don't do their job, then they become a defendant.
I see.
And it just keeps going until we find somebody that does their job.
Got it. That's good. That's what we're wanting.
Nobody in the entire legislature did their job.
Right.
The next one of these that we do, it's all ready to go, but getting everybody together again to do an arraignment and then come back and do a court. We got to do it for every single one of the 90 people that work over there.
That won't do, and will not, and have not done their job.
Right.
Exactly.
But the only thing we're going to charge them on is they held an assembly without us.
Right.
And that's not constitutionally possible.
Right.
Therefore, they broke their oath, they have no honor, and they cannot serve in that position. There's nothing to prove. What's to prove?
The Constitution says what it says. Yeah.
People were excluded. We couldn't get in there. I was here when we tried. They squirted us with mace and pepper spray and hit us with sticks.
To go in our own Capitol building.
Yes.
There it is right there. Somebody get that on. Somebody get that on. Somebody get that on film.
Oh hell yeah! It's right over there. Ray was there. A whole
You got it.
When was it? January 6th. When were we here when they were hitting us with sticks?
Yeah, I think it was 6th of January.
Yeah. William was here. He was filming.
There's other people that got better footage than me, though. Because I was streaming it, so it was poor.
Same again. 3 of them. 1, 2, 3.
How? You serve them papers. You serve them papers, and then what? Take some. We need it quick and fast.
This is insanity, isn't it? Everything that is in the United States to get to that.
Okay, so then you go over to see Terry Davies, the superintendent of the state police. That's the same dude that killed Robert LaVoy Finnegan. Okay, so then you go to the National Guard Provost Marshal.
That's it. I know, but no worries.
So is this old lady.
But I think what I gathered from it, I mean, they still won't admit it. So, but we all went from being vilified in like in half an hour. And it was rough. It's nice to meet other people knowing that we're not gonna. So what together I actually think there is one. But I can't find out. I think they needed the karate.
Looks like an Easter egg.
They're supposed to be the ones that are saying we're done with them. Now, do you have that in your area?
Now they're like, clap.
It's taken me a few years to find her, but we have a group of gals that's amazing. We just talk and chat. We have wine and chat.
Well, yeah, I could just leave it. Yeah.
Karen, we're supposed to
All
have
the
a
information. Yeah, no, ma'am. Yeah, these people were.
Okay.
You've all been witness to the culmination of 2.5 years of relentless research and the valiant efforts of the people of our common law court of record, a court without appeal, as in Amendment 7, Article 3, a Supreme Court claiming original jurisdiction. While all but forgotten, the powers of the people's grand jury has jurisdiction in all law forms and supersedes all other governing entities, including the statutorily defined grand jury. Our court's process has involved the recording of our acts and judicial proceedings as relevant and transparent to all named and far beyond the scope of today's observation. The mentioned persons in this proceeding were noticed a total of 4 times, with each notice providing 3 times, 7, 14, 21, and then 30 days to deny our claims, thus their acquiescence. None of our claims responded to nor denied over the course of the now 51 days. Through the numerous steps of our lawful process and following our Oregon and the United States constitutions, all caps, in addressing our grievances, we find each guilty as charged. Now the penalty. Using their own United States commercial code from their de facto law form, U.S. 18 U.S. 3571 as a guide, the Department of Administrative Services, Risk Management, EGS, and others unknown, as shown to be their bonding insurance entity, is ordered by this Court of Record to pay remuneration to each member of the Oregon Statewide Jural Assembly in the amount of $250,000 by each of the four insured referred to, or $1 million to each member of our Oregon Statewide Jural Assembly as authenticated by their status forms. Each guilty party will be personally liable and responsible to pay the penalty should DAS, Risk Management, or others not. These amounts were set by their own commercial code, not us. Additionally, as they have been found to be without honor, they cannot hold a position of trust and are not considered bondable and insurable. They must vacate their elected office immediately. We will be providing this information to our Oregon Treasurer, Tobias Reed, as well. Should he or responsible others or DAS ignore our verdicts, we will add them to our growing list of noticed individuals, each notice bearing significant fiscal compensations to be paid to the people by these government employees. And I will close with this quote by Dietrich Bonhoeffer. Silence in the face of evil is itself evil. God will not hold us guiltless. Not to speak is to speak. Not to act is to act. Thank you, everyone.
All right, I would like to remind everybody that freedom starts exactly where you're standing. And as we gather together, our freedom expands. We have a plan. We've assembled per the United States First Amendment, Oregon's Article 1, Section 1, back in 1857 when this was a territory. We had to assemble. That's how this works. We notified everybody of our assembly. We confirm any acquiescence without rebuttals.
They do not want to let go of this. They do not intend on losing here. And we do not intend giving it back to them.
And then the bullets started flying, and then he jumps out of the car, and he's got both his hands up.
And he got out of the car, and he had his hands in the air. He's like, just shoot me then. This is what you want, to shoot me. And they did. They shot him dead with his hands in the air, and I saw it. I swear to God. He was just walking with his hands in the air, and they shot him. And they shot him dead, and then after he was down on the ground, they shot him 3 more times.